So in last session, we understood the file management, creation of the file, deletion of the file, moving of the file, updation of the file, right? Then copying of the file, right? Then editing of the files, right? So we saw 6 operations, right? The creation of the file, viewing of the files, copying of the files, comparing of the files, renaming of the files, deleting of the files, right? And editing of the files. So we will see the creation of the files, the practically how we can create the files. So in order to create the file, we can create the file in 3 different ways, right? By using touch command. If you want to create the empty file, you can create the empty file using the touch command. So how you can do? Touch, then you have name of the file, right? File name .txt, right? So, and here there will be a option, right? Here will be a, you need to specify the option, right? So this is the touch commands syntax, right? Now we will see the manual pages for touch. How to see the manual pages? Type man space touch, and you can see the touch command, right? What touch command says? Change the file timestamp. So basic purpose of the touch command is to change the date and time stamp of the file, right? And there are different options available. Okay, so by using these options, we can use the touch command. So if at all you want to change the date, you can use the date, right? So basically the touch command is used to create the empty file, and in sometimes if you at all you want to change the uh, if you want to update the creation date and time, you can use the touch command. So let me quit this manual pages. So I see, you can see I came out of the manual pages. Now you can see the Ubuntu command prompt, which is a dollar prompt, right? Now first of all we will see the touch command, how we can create the file using a touch command. So I'm saying touch and name of the file, say I'm saying file1.txt. so you can see there is no error. It means if I want to see the file, I can say ls minus lrt file1.txt. So you can see this file1.txt is created on 26th at 10:33, and you can see the user permissions, group permissions, and other permissions, and you can see this is dash. So this is a simple file, right? Now we will see how to create the file using a cat command, right? So basically cat command is used in various ways, right? But now we are talking about creating the files. So let's create the file by using the cat command. So in order to create a file, what you need to do? Cat greater than symbol, then say file with content dot txt. Now if I say enter, then the Ubuntu will allow you to edit the content of this file underscore with content.txt file. So if I say enter, you can see the cursor is coming on the second line. So it means now I can edit this file. Edit means what? I can add the content to this file. So let's say I'm adding hello friend. Listen carefully. Right? Second line. Otherwise, Linux will give left and right. Right? So these are the three sentences I'm adding. I'm saying, hello friends, listen carefully. Otherwise, Linux will give left and right. Right? And if at all I want to save this file, what should I do? I should press Control D. Means what? Control D. So now you can see I came out of the edit mode. It means the file is created. So if I say ls-lrt file underscore w, so you can see the file is created. Right? Now I want to view the content of this file, right? The file with content. So I can use the same command cat, and I will say file underscore with, and I can see, right? The hello friends, listen carefully, otherwise Linux will give left and right. It means the file is created by using a cat command, by using this option about the single greater than operator, right? And what this operator is doing, so whatever the content, whatever the text I am writing here, this content will be written to this file, right? There is one more option, cat double greater than. I already explained double greater than is used for appending the content, right? Now we have the we saw what is the content of the file with content.txt. Hello friend, listen carefully, otherwise Linux will give the left and right. These are the content available in the about this file, right? Now suppose if I want to add extra content, or I want to append the content, right? Append means what? I want to add to the existing content. I don't want to overwrite, right? So I will say cat double equals, sorry, greater than operator, the file with content.txt, and here I say extra data, right? And again I need to press Control D in order to save this content to the file. So if I press Control D, so you can see I came out of the edit mode now, right? So if I see ls-lrt file underscore with, so file is created, and this file is updated at 10:38, and this file was edited at 10. This file was edited at 10:35, right? And so it means this file is updated with something. So what is those content? So ideally now the hello friend, listen carefully, otherwise Linux will give left and right, and after that it will add the extra data. So if you see, right, you see extra data is coming here, right? It means instead of overwriting the content, what it this greater than operator, double greater than operator did the trick. The trick is it is appending the content to the existing content of the file, right? So instead of overwriting, right? Now let's say what I'm saying cat file with content, right? And I'm here saying, okay, now I am using the single greater than, means what? I want to overwrite. Overwrite means what? This, whatever the current present contents are there, the content of the file, this content, all the content will be overwritten by the new data. So I am saying right. So I'm adding I'm adding the content as new data, right? New data, and I am saying again, if I want to come out of the edit mode, or I want to save the content to the file, I'll have to press Control D. Okay, so if I say Control D, you can see I came out of the edit mode. Now I will use the same command, right? So you can see this file is modified at 1040. So previous time stamp was 1038. Now it is 1040, right? So this file is this file is overwritten at 1040. So let's see the content of this file. You can see file with content. You can see new data is there, right? So it means what? The previous content is overwritten. Whenever you are using the single greater than operator, the it will overwrite the content. But if you use the double equal operator, so basically what it does, it is just appending the content of the content of the content of the file, right? So that's about the cat with single greater than and double greater than. Now we will see what is the difference between the touch and cat command. So touch basically used to, now we are saying like touch is used for creating the file and cat is also used to create the file. Then what is the difference between touch and cat? So basically the touch is used to create the empty file, whereas cat is creating the file with some content. So whenever there is a need, whenever there is a use case, whenever you have a requirement, you want to create a file with the content and you want to overwrite or you want to append the content, then you can use a cat with single greater than, or you can use the cat with double greater than. If you want a simply a empty file, you can use the touch command, right? So that's about the touch and cat command. The next command is tag. Okay, what is tag? So tag is exactly opposite of cat. Means if you see cat, right? This is the command. This command is used for viewing the content of the file, as well as you can create the file with content, right? We already covered this, but we have cat, right? And exactly opposite of cat we have tag. Means what? It is exactly opposite of cat, TAC, tag. So what happens with this command? Basically, by using a cat, we see the file content from start to bottom, right? But in cat command, we see the content from bottom to top. Means if you want to see view the content of the file in reverse order, you can see by using a tag command. So let's see the manual pages for tag. So if I want to see the manual pages, I will type man space tag, and you can see. So what it say? Tag concatenate and print the files in reverse. Means what? It will print the file in reverse, right? And these are the some of the options available some of the options you can use with the tag. Okay, so you can just go through these manual pages whenever you get a time and whenever you want to do the practice. But for now, we will see how to use the tag command. Okay, so now I'm using tag, right? So let's say first of all create the file, right? I am creating file with content. I'm overwriting the same file, and I am saying hello friend, listen carefully. We are talking about tag command, right? And tag, and I'm adding one more sentence. Tag command will display content of file in reverse, right? So this will be the content of this file with content.txt file. Now you want to, if I want to save, I will say Control D. Control D. You can see now the file has been saved, right? Now I want to see the file, right? So you can see 1046, right? The previous time was 1040, 1046. Again we overwritten the file, right? And you can see the file. So you can see, right? This is the cat command. Hello friends. So from top to bottom, now we want bottom to top, right? So I'm using tag. You can see tag command will display the content of the reverse. So the last line will be the first, the second last line will be the second, and the first line will be the last, right? So this is the use of the tag command, right? So tag command is exactly opposite to your cat command, right? So so this is about the cat command. But in case of in sometimes what happens, you want to if you want to view the content of the file, you can use the cat command, right? But there is other option available. So normally what you do, so you are using cat file, this one, right? So this will show you the content of the file, but you can use less than operator, and you can say file with. So even this will show you the same. So it means cat with less than and simple cat are same commands. Okay, so basically so cat less than operator and cat, both commands will produce the same output. Okay, now we will see in some cases you want the output of the file in such way that you want to display the number of lines present in the files. For example, here in file you have 3 lines, right? In some files you have millions of lines, right? But you know the line number, but you know, like you want to fix that line number. So how you will do that? If you want to see the line numbers in cat, you can say -n, and you can say file. So you can see the line one is hello friend, second is this one, the third one is this line, and so these are the line numbers it is adding, right? Similarly, tag command exactly opposite, right? File with okay. So it seems -n option is not there in the tag command. Okay, so that is fine. So the here point is the -n is used to display the line numbers along with the content of the file. You can use this -n option in order to display the line numbers. In some cases, like what happens, for example, let's say I have this file, right? And what is this file contain? Hello friends, right? Then I'm adding the empty lines. I'm saving :wq explanation, and now you can see the file. So you can see there are spaces, right? But in some cases, what happens, like you want to skip these spaces, right? So what you can do, cat -b file with, right? So you can see it is keeping the spaces, right? And wherever the contents are there, those contents will be marked with the line numbers, right? So you can see the blank lines are there, but still it is saying there are 3 lines only. It is not considering the blank line as the line, right? So this is about the -b option. Means what? The -b option is used to show the line numbers, which will skip the line number with spaces, right? So that is about the cat command, right? Then in some cases, right? In some case, so what is the purpose of cat command? Cat is used to create the files with some content. Then it has the greater than operator if you want to override the single greater than, if you want to append the double greater than, if you want to use the cat, and these two are the same operations, right? So if you use simple cat with file, and if you use a cat with less than operator, we saw here, right? So this is giving us the exactly the same output of cat with the file name. So these two are the same commands, right? Now in some cases, what happens, like you want to move the content of one file into the another file, right? So for example, if we have file and file with file underscore, okay, so cat file with, right, and we have this file, right? Suppose I want to create the duplicate of this file, or I want to take the backup of this file. What I will say, cat file with content, and I can say file underscore with underscore content, and I can say here, I will say something. What is today's date? Let's say today's date is 26 September 2021, right? So now what I'm doing, I'm taking the backup of this file into this file. So what will happen? The content of this file will be moved to this file because of this. So as we know that this operator is used for this operator is used for, this is the redirection operator, right? So what I'm doing, the content of file with content.txt file will be moved to file with content 26 September.txt. So you can see right, and if I want to see the same file, you can see the same contents are there, right? So basically by using redirection operator, this is the redirection, single redirection, right? So this is greater than operator, but in Unix this is called as the redirection. So what we are doing, we are redirecting the output of cat with file name to another file. So we are kind of moving the output of cat command to some other file, right? Now in some cases what you need, you want to move the multiple files content into one file, right? Now we have, for example, we have file with content.txt, right? Then we have file with content underscore 26, this one, and I am saying create file 3.txt, right? So what will happen in this case, the content of these two files will be written into the file 3.txt. So if you see, if I say file 3.txt, so it has the same content. You can see, hello friends, listen carefully, we are talking about tag command or tag command, and the same content is there in the same file. So what I am doing basically by using this redirection operator, so in some cases you have multiple files, and those files has the millions of records or the millions of content, the million lines of content. So you can simply use this command, and you can uh, you can redirect the you can write those content to the single file. So instead of merging manually, you can do this in single command, right? So that is the beauty of cat with a redirection operator. Even in some cases, like we saw, whenever we need appending, so double redirection operator is used, right? And that double redirection operator is used for appending or appending or the merging the content of file 1 into file 2, means source file will be appended into the destination file, right? So we cover cat, we cover touch, we cover tag, right? So we cover three commands. The tag is for showing the content of the file. So for example, if I use this tag on file 3.txt, so you can see it is showing the content in reverse order, right? So that is the basically so where it is used, right? So what is the usage or what is the use case of tag command? So in some cases, your file has millions lines of record or millions lines of files, millions lines of information. So you can't go line by line and you want to see the bottom of the file, mainly in the log file. In the log file, what happens? Like the application logs get appended or appended to the log file, and it will be the end of the file, right? So in case of log file, you can use the tag command and you can easily see the log, right? So that is the use of the tag command. Now we will see the RV command, right? RV stands for RV means reverse, right? So what happens in this command here? Each line will be reverted, right? So in this case, each line will be reverted. Reverted means what? It will reverse. It will reverse. Reverse means what? It will reverse the line, and then it will show you the content from top to bottom, right? So, and that reversal is the reverse process is horizontal, right? Means what? So basically the reverse is for reversing the content, reversing the lines present in the file, right? And each line will be reversed. Means what? Suppose you have this file 3.txt, or let's say we will take this our original file, this one, right? So file with content.txt. So what will we have? 3 lines here, right? So 3 lines means what it will do, instead of printing line from here, it will print the line from this side. Means E will come first, N will come second, E will come I, R, F, then space O, L, L, E, H. So it will reverse, right? Similarly, this line will be, the dot will be first. So instead of displaying like this, this will this will print a reverse line. So if I use reverse on file with content.txt, so you can see, right? So we have D, N, E, I, R, F. So it is reversing the lines present in the files. It is showing top to bottom, but the lines will be reversed. So that is the use of reverse. So this is one of the transformation. So where you can use this reverse command whenever you want to do the reverse transformation on the lines, then you can use this reverse command, right? So what is reverse? Reverse means RV stands for reverse. Here each line of the files will be reversed, and reverse process will be horizontal. Why they are calling this is horizontal? Because all the reverse operations happens horizontal. This is horizontal, right? This is horizontal. If they say vertical means that will be like this, means from top to bottom or bottom to top. But here it is doing reverse like this, right? This is vertical, sorry, this is horizontal. So that's the reason they are saying the reverse process is horizontal, right? And so reverse REV command is used to perform the reverse transformation reverse transformation on the content of the file, right? Now we will see, in order to print the content of the file, what is there? We saw cat, we saw tag, we saw reverse, right? Now we will see head. Head means what? Head means in Marathi it is doka, right? And head means what? It's the top portion of your body, right? So basically the head command is used for displaying the if you want to display the top of the file, right? Means some few lines from the top of the file, you can use the head command. Means what? The head command, right? We can use head command to view top few lines of contents, right? Right. So this is the basic purpose of head command, right? So what they are saying, the head command is used to view the top few lines of the content, right? So for example, in our file, right? So in our file, cat file with content dot txt, right? So how many lines are there? There are 3 lines, right? There are 3 lines. Now, if I say head, and I say file with .txt, so it will show you the, for ideally by default it shows the 10 lines, right? If you don't specify the option, the command option, then it will show you the first 10. But since we have 3 lines, it is showing the 3 lines. But in some files we have more than 10 lines. In those cases, it will show you the first 10 lines only. So let me see any file, if any file has the content more than 10 lines. So okay, let's see cat -n log. Okay, it has 6 lines only. Okay, cat -n it has this one. Okay, so let me do one thing. Let me create one file. Okay, so let me say man head, right? And what I'm doing, I'm creating a file. The file name is head manual pages dot txt. So what it will happen, the help of man will be redirected by using redirection operator, and it will create one file, head manual pages dot txt, right? Now you can see, right? So file is created. Now let's see the content of the file. So you can see, right? So how many lines are there? In order to see the lines, there are 59 lines, right? So this is useful file for us. So what we are saying, if I use head without any option, right? So I can use head, right? So you can see the first 10 lines, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Means without any option, if you specify, by default, it will show you the first 10 lines only. That is the restriction, right? And suppose if you want to see the first 15 lines, so what you can do, you can say 15. So do you see? So till print was 10 lines, and after that 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So now it is showing 15 lines. So suppose you want to see 20 lines. You can see 20 lines, right? So this way, head command can be used to see the head. Means if you want to see the top portion of the file, right? The top couple of lines from the file, you can see that, right? So what is the, where we can use this? What is the use case and where we should use this head? So normally what happens in some files, like you need certain portion of the file to be displayed, right? You want only first 100 lines, or you want first 20 lines or 25 lines or 50 lines out of millions of lines of file, right? So file can be millions, there can be a millions of lines. So you can use the head command if you want to see the specific part of the uh, file, that too like specific lines of the file, and that too since it is a head command, it always displays the top of the file. Means what? It shows the top top certain lines. If it is without option, it will show 10 lines. If you specify the line numbers, then those many numbers of lines will be displayed, right? Now if you want, so we saw head is used to see the, to view the first 10 lines. Then we saw it can be used to view the n number of lines. It could be 20, 30, 50, 100, any number of line. But in some cases, what you need, you want to see the first 10 character. You want to see the first 10 characters or first 20 characters, right? So how you can use the head? So you can say head -c, and I will say file with content.txt, right? So -c, and I am saying here I want 10 characters, right? So you can see hello FRIE. So what it is doing, it is showing the first 10 characters. So here let's say if I say 12, so you can see the hello friends it is showing. So this -c option is used for displaying the characters. If you want a specific characters to be displayed, you can use -c. So we saw head without option, head with number of lines with -n, and the number you need to specify to see the number of lines, and -c in order to see the number of characters, right? So that is about the head. Now in that we have one more command, like if you want to view the content of the file, right? Now we saw head, right? Now what is the leftover? The leftover is bottom. In some cases, uh, you want to see the bottom of the file, right? We saw the top of the file. Now we want to see the bottom of the file, right? So there is a command, tail command, right? So tail command is tail means what? It says tail of the file, right? So so this this so let me create one a file. I am saying tail command dot txt, right? So here I am saying tail means tail of the file. We can use tail command to view few lines from bottom of the file, right? So we saw head is used to see the view the or see the or the print the head of the file. But if you want to view the tail of the file, right, then you can use the tail command, and it is exactly opposite of head command, right? So let me save this. In order to save, I say Control D, right? Now we know that we have head command documentation in one of the file, right? Right? And how many lines are there? If I want to see how I can say word count minus L. So there are 59 lines, right? Now I want to, what I want to see, I want to see the content of the file, but instead of seeing the entire file or the top of the file, I want to see from bottom, right? So if you want to see bottom or you want to see the tail of the file, you can say tail, right, and head, and this will show you the last 10 lines. So these are the, see, this is last line, this is second last line, this is second third line, this is, so basically it is showing from bottom, right? But if you don't specify the option, same as that head, if you don't specify the option without head, then it will show you the 10 lines only. But if you want to see the numbers, right, the line numbers, you can say similarly -n, and you can say 15, and you can say head. So you can see 15 lines here, right? So these are the 15 lines for the head command, right? Right? So you can display as many lines you want. So but this command is showing this content from bottom to top, not from top to bottom. So top to bottom, if you want, you can use the head command. And tail is we saw tail is exactly opposite of head command, right? So basically tail is used to display the content of the file, but from bottom to top, and you can specify the line numbers. So you can specify any number of lines, right? So you can say 10, 15, 20, 100. So where we can use, what is the use? So basically this is one of the main and the important command while analyzing any data. Whenever you want to see the bottom of the file. So normally applications appending the events at the end of the file, right? So if you want to see the bottom of the file, you can use this command. So if you don't specify any option, it will show you the 10 lines. If you specify the options, and the options are like you can specify the number of lines, and even you can specify the number of characters as well. So for example, tail -c, I say 10, and I say head. So you can see it will show the 10 characters, but it will be from bottom. So you can see the last 10 characters. So if you see, right, so it is showing. So if I say head, right, so you can see this is the last 10 characters, right? Right. So tail command is used to display the content of the file from bottom to top with options such as number of lines. Like if you want to see the last 10 lines, 20 lines, you can specify. If you want to see the characters, you can specify. Even there is other option. What is that option? Says, like suppose you want to see the fourth line to the last line, right? Fourth line to the last line. How you can do? See, now if I say fourth line, right? So fourth line means what? I'm saying -n, right? Plus 4 and head manual pages. So what it will do? It will show you the content from fourth line to the last line. So you can see it is showing from fourth to the fourth line to the last line, but the same thing is there. It is showing the bottom of the file. It is not showing the top of the file, right? So if I say show me from 15th line, so you can see it is showing from 50th of line to 59th line, right? So we saw head command with number of lines, number of characters, tail command with number of lines, number of characters. Then if you want a specific number of lines, head and tail both are exactly opposite to each other. The head is used for displaying the content of file from top to bottom, and tail is used to see the content of file, but it will show the bottom of the file. And even -c character or option is used to display the characters or the number of characters from bottom. If you want to see, like you can see, you want to see the last 10 characters or 100 characters, you can say tail -c and name of the file. It will show you the last characters. And whenever you say head -c and number of characters and the number of files, then it will show you the top number of characters, right? So now what we saw cat, we saw tag, we saw head, we saw tail, right? These four we saw. Now we will see the more quickly, because we already cover So basically, more we already discussed, right? So more is used to display the content of the file, right? But the more will display the content of file in forward yeah, in forward direction, right? But if you want, sometimes your content of the file is so huge, uh, uh, like you need a file to be displayed in pages, right? So for example, if I say ls minus lrt, etc, right? So you can see this is not accommodating on the single page, right? So what I'm saying, display this list of files on, I'm specifying more. So you can see it is showing the page, right? And when once I press space, it is showing forward, right? But I can't go back. If I want to go back, there is no option. So I can see the content of the file in page by page, but it will be in the forward direction only, right? In forward direction. So that is about the more command. And if you want to, so if you want to see the next page, you can press space button on the keyboard. And if you want to come out of the uh, viewing mode, you can press q to come out of the viewing mode or the printing mode of the file. Means what? Suppose I have this, right? So I am on the first page. Now I don't want to see the second, third, or whatever the number of pages. I can simply press Q and see I am out of the viewing mode. So basically, the space is used to show the next page. The uh, Q key is used to quit the viewing mode, right? So just remember these two keys. Even we saw the less command, right? So less is more powerful than more command, because in more we can see the content of the file page by page, but in the forward direction only, right? If you want to see if you want to backtrack, or if you want to see the in the backward direction, you can't see, right? So that's the reason Ubuntu came with the less command, wherein like less command, if you say instead of more, I will say less, right? So you can see now the first page is displayed, right? The first page is displayed, and you can see in the forward and the backward direction, right? So if you want to see in the forward direction, right, next page, if you want to see next page, you need to press D. D means down and B means backward. So if you want to see down, you can see down, right? Now if I say B, it will go back. So D will go down, 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 down. And if I say back, 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 so it means by using a less, there is a luxury of navigating a file in both direction, that is the forward direction and the backward direction, that is the down or the back. So you can see files down and back. So, and if you want to come out of the viewing mode, you always press a Q. So in both commands you have the same option, Q. So you can use the Q option and you come out of the viewing mode, right? So if I want to use the more and head command with files, so let me see the content of the file. So let's say head, right? What I will do, let me let me append the same content, right? Okay. So now you can see if I want to count the words present in the head this file 1.txt, right? So if I want to count the lines, I should use -l. So you can see 413 files I just appended, right? Now what I want to show, the idea was to show the more command with file. So I am saying head 1.txt, right? So if I say more, you can see, right? If I press space, it is going forward, but I can't go backward because in more there is no backward option. And if I want to come out of the viewing mode, I simply press Q and it came out of the viewing mode. Similarly, less, right? So less we have, if we want to go down, down, D, D. If you want to go back, B, you should press B, right? And if you want to come out, you should simply press Q, right? So you are coming out of the viewing mode. So this is about the more and head command, right? So how many commands we cover? We cover cat, we cover tag, we cover reverse, we covered more, we covered less, right? We covered head, and we covered the tail command. So these basically these commands we already covered, right? Now let's see so these are the basically commands used for creating the files, right? Now what we will do, we will create the hidden files and we will create the hidden directories, right? So so we will see the hidden files and directories. So now we left over with the copy command, right? So we covered how to view, how to create, right? And the leftover is copy command, right? So we will see the practical of copy command, and then we will see the moving, how to move the file. We already know the deleting the file, right? The rm command. So let's cover the copy command with the different options. So I'm saying copy command, right? It is used for copying the files from one location to another location, or I can say from one Linux location to another Linux location. Okay, so this is the purpose of the basic purpose of the copy command, right? So let's see. And what is the syntax? Copy. CP means copy, right? file1.txt and file2.txt. So what it will happen in this case, the file1.txt will be as is. The content of file1.txt will be copied into the file2.txt. So file2.txt, if it is there, then it will override. If file2.txt is not there, then it will create the file2.txt. So let's see, right? So file1 we have, file2 we don't have, right? So if I say file1, right, and I am saying file2.txt, right? So first of all, let me see what is the content of file1, right? File1.txt, there is nothing. So let me add some content. Cat file1.txt. So I am adding here line 1, line 2, line 3, line 4. Okay, Control D, Control D, and I am saying cat file1.txt. So you can see the content has been modified, right? So now what I'm saying, cp means copy file1.txt to file2.txt. So what will happen, since file2.txt is not there, so file2.txt will be created, but it will be having the content of file1.txt. So you see command is executed, there is no error, no message, right? So now we will see file1.txt, right? And if I want to see multiple files, I can see similar way. So you can see the file1 is this and file2 is this, right? So content has been copied. So that's about the cp without any option. Means if you want to copy the content of one file into another file, but in some cases, whenever you are overwriting and file is so huge, you need the confirmation for overwriting, right? So you can use cp -i file1.txt file2.txt, right? So what will happen in this case? So basically Ubuntu will compare this file, and when it will come to know like file2 is same as that of file1, then it will ask your permission. It will ask, give you the prompt message, do you want to overwrite? So see, cp overwrite file2, it means, do you want to overwrite this file2? I am saying no, don't do that. So means it didn't copy. But now if I say yes, so it will copy, right? So how to understand it is copied? So you can see the file1 and file2, right? So let me do one more time, right? So you can see the timestamp of file2 is 11:38, and I am saying, do you want to overwrite? I said yes. Now if I see the content, you can see 11:39. Earlier it was 11:38. Means this file is overwritten, right? So 11:38, the content of file was, I mean at 11:38 this was the file, and 11:39 this file got modified or updated. So this is the way. So basically -i is used for the confirmation. If you want to double confirm, like if you want to overwrite any file, so you can double confirm while the copying the file. Then we saw cp-v, right? File 1, right? And file 2 dot txt. So -v means what? Verbose output. So if you want to see verbose output means what? Basically, whatever the operations Ubuntu is doing for as part of that command, that operation it will describe, and helpful message will be displayed to the users. So that is called as the verbose message. Verbose means what? The whatever the operation Ubuntu is performing, that operations will be described in the message. So you can see what it is saying. I copied file 1 into file 2 and it is using this sign. So it means in Ubuntu world, this file has been copied in file 2. So how to understand that file is copied or not? So you can check the time. It was 11:39 here. Here it is 11:41, right? So this file is again updated, right? So it is again overwritten, right? So this is about the copying command, right? Now sometimes what you need, right? You want to copy the multiple files, right? You want to copy multiple files. Means what? Now you have file 1, file 2, and file 3, right? And you want to copy those files into some output folder. Okay. So how you can do that? You can say cp, right? I am saying file 1 dot txt, file 2 dot txt, file 3 dot txt, and where I want to copy, I will say home Ganesh Punde, and here create one directory called as output backup, right? So these 3 files will be copied into this folder, right? So okay, so in this case, what is happening actually? This output backup is not created already. So first of all, wherever you want to move the file, wherever you want to copy the files, that directory should be present. So what we should do? Mkdir output underscore backup, right? So this directory is created now. Now, if I execute the same command, you can see it is working, right? And now, if I want to see the content of the content of the folder, sorry, a directory, what I can say, home and output underscore you can see the file 1, file 2, file 3 is copied, right? Right. So this is about the copying the multiple files. So in copy, what we saw, the simple file, copy multiple files in a folder, copy with confirmation, copy with the verbose output, and so these are the options, right? Is copy multiple files into a folder, sorry, in directory, provided directory need to be present, then copying the copying one file to another for overwriting or creating the new file. If you want to overwrite the file, if you want to confirm if you are overwriting the destination file, you can use -i option, right, to double check or to double confirm if both the files are same. Suppose you have file which has millions of lines of millions of lines, so you can't read all the millions of lines in millions of lines in certain time, right? So what you need to do, you need to use the -i option, and that -i option will allow you to view the content of copy the content of the file or overwrite, but before that it will ask the permission or the confirmation from you. Now the last point left over is moving or renaming the files, right? So last point is moving and renaming directories or files, right? So in order to move a file, what is the command? We have mv, right? mv stands for move. If you see manual of mv command, this is the way: move in bracket rename files. This is used for moving and rename. You can see rename source to destination. So basically this is the command used for renaming. So whenever you get a chance, you just go through the documentation. When you forgot certain option, always you can refer the documentation, the manual here, and you can do the whatever the operation you want, right? So in order to move a file, you can use the move command. And how you can do that? So for an example, I want to suppose I have file1.txt, right? And I want to move it to file11.txt. So what I will say, file, or let's say what I am doing, I am removing file2, right? Now I am saying file1.txt to file2.txt. So you can see, right? So this is moving the file, right? So you can see the file1 is not there. So it is as good as it is renaming, right? So basically the mv command is used for moving the file or renaming the file, and the same command is used for renaming the directory as well, right? So for example, if I want to, now I have this output directory, right? Output backup directory. I want to rename it as the output only, right? So how I can do output? So you can see it is renamed as a output directory. Okay, so these are the ways you can rename and or the move the files or directories or rename the files by using the mu command. And even there are various options, like for example, if you have ls minus LRT, let me check. Okay, now what I'm saying, copy file star to home Ganesh, right? So basically I am taking all the files from where I am taking from home output. So from this folder, I am taking these files to Ganesh Punde folder. So you can see Ganesh Punde directory. So you can see file 1, file 2, file 3. These files are there. Now what I want to use the -i operation, means confirmation. So I can say move -i, and I will say file1.txt, file2.txt, file3.txt, and what I'm saying, move this to home Ganesh output, right? So you can see it is asking the confirmation. So we know that -i operation, -i option is used for double confirmation. Like if you want so it is saying, do you want to overwrite? If I say yes, then it will overwrite. So file 2, I am saying no. File 3, I am saying yes. So it will do the overwrite for me. So these are the various options available in order to manage the files. And what are all those operations are? Like creating the files, deleting the files, viewing the content of the files, and updating the files, right? And renaming the file, and updating or the editing the file. So these are the options, these are the commands available, right? So that's conclude the practical. Any question, Vikram?
No.
Sorry?
No any question. I am understanding.
So all commands you understood, right?
All command I understood.
So creation, viewing, right? So for creation, we saw for creating like cat, then we saw